It's time to go beyond the headlines, cause I don't put in overtime just so I can headline, okay. Now it's Fox Sports, I'm live with Renee. Going hard every day, sports rapping every play. Different segments for your favorites, coming at you daily. With positive vibes, yeah, we some game changers. Basketball, football, soccer, with different interviews, you never know who may pop up. Listen, only on Beyond the Headlines, this is Beyond the Headlines. Only on Beyond the Headlines, this is Beyond the Headlines. Only on Beyond the Headlines, this is Beyond the Headlines with Renee Washington.
This week on Beyond the Headlines with Renee Washington, we have a professional women's soccer player, a close friend of mine, Jenuine, forward for Sky Blue FC in the NWSL. Jen, welcome to the show this week.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
No problem, and I appreciate you joining the show. For anyone that's not keeping up to tabs on women's soccer and the schedule right now, Jen is currently in Portland, and by the time this show airs on Wednesday, you will be in Utah. So you're on the road on the West Coast. And so for you guys, you know, you're personally playing in your 7th season. Sky Blue is in a tough patch right now in the season, but there are a few months left in the regular season with some room to move up. What is kind of the focus for you guys as you're trying to prepare to get over that hump?
Yeah, we are just trying to stay really focused and locked in because, of course, it's been kind of a crazy season for us. You know, we don't have a good record, and our head coach was asked to move on, so our leadership is currently searching for the right coach to finish out the rest of the season for us. So it's been a really transitional time, but I'm so proud of my teammates for how they've all handled it and responded and moved forward. And, you know, last night we just played out here in Portland, and we came away with a tie. We were down 1-0, and Amani Dorsey scored a goal for us, and we tied 1-1. So I really think it's a testament to how resilient this team is, despite everything that's been thrown our way this season and last season. So it is. I really believe it's. You know, we're a fun group to watch, and especially with the national team players coming back and Carly coming back to be with us. I'm really looking forward to this last chunk of the season that we do have.
Yeah, and you touched on a lot of things. I mean, honestly, to have to go through the transition of, you know, your coaches being replaced in the middle of the season, and now you have to, on the fly, you're still playing games, and on the fly you're still figuring it out, and as someone comes in, now you have to adjust to the new coach, and that's a lot to take on in the middle of the season, on top of the fact, as you mentioned, with Carly Lloyd not being there and the U.S. Women's National Team with their World Cup championship, and then now they're on the victory tour, the NWSL is still playing, and it's been kind of an exciting time, of course, without a doubt, but it's also been a tough time for you guys personally through the season to have so much change, especially for you with Sky Blue. So I can only imagine.
For sure. yeah, and it's nice to have your national team players around because they add that extra layer of leadership. And Carly definitely does that for us. Of course, she's been playing for so long. She really gets it. And she gets how it works on and off the field. So in that way, we're really glad to have her coming back into market for sure. But at the same time, you know, I've been in the league for quite some time now, and so I've been around when, you know, the national team players leave for Olympics, World Cup, and it's such a tremendous opportunity for young players, or, you know, not even young players, but non-national team players to contribute and shine, and that's definitely been a fun part of this past season as well.
Without a doubt. And this is your 7th season in the league. I feel like it was just yesterday. I mean, you graduated from college a year earlier than me. But I feel like it was just yesterday that you were going into the league along with some players that we grew up playing with, like Colleen Williams. And that fast, you now are one of the more veteran players. You've experienced this. So for you personally, you had the opportunity to step into a bigger role with the national team being away for the World Cup, and you took advantage of it. I mean, that's something. You scored 2 goals back-to-back games, and you made the most of your time to shine, and here you are now how does that boost your confidence, your play, when you have the opportunity to step up for your team like that?
Yeah, I mean, there's no better feeling in the world, honestly, when you put the ball in the back of the net and your entire team is, like, running at you, and just, it's the actual best thing there is. That's why you play the game. Despite all of the low moments that come with being a professional athlete, there are so many highs, and, you know, I've definitely experienced my share of lows, but you know, I put in a lot of hard work, especially recently, and that hard work, it shined through on the soccer field, and so that was a special moment for me, just a reminder that, hey, no matter what your current situation is, if you stay locked in and you have a positive mindset and you work on your mindset, you harness the power of your mind and you do extra work that you know you need, then anything is possible.
Oh, I love that. That's so true. And you know what, you touch on the highs and lows, because that's something that I feel like a lot of people, when you are looking from the outside in, all you see are the highs. You know, you only see the excitement, what social media posts and things like that, but you don't really see all the work that goes into it. So I love that you touched on that. But taking it a step further, speaking of highs, following the U.S. Women's National Team's second consecutive World Cup title this summer, how have you noticed a shift in women's soccer, in the fans, in the way that you guys are being treated, even maybe like the home games that you're having or away games, the crowd that you're getting? How have you seen a change? Because I feel like, again, for me personally, I see women's soccer is in a perfect spot right now. It's bigger than it's ever been. But for you playing at the highest level professionally, what have you seen?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, I would say that, so of course, with Sky Blue being in a very transitional past 1-2 years, the organization has made a lot of changes to increase the professionalism of the club and to increase the marketing and you know, so World Cup aside, you know, that has been a big investment area for our club. So
right.
I've seen that improve the attendance in that way, but I would say with the hype of the World Cup and the U.S. winning, and you know, anytime that happens, there's always this cycle of this growth in attendance and buzz and just like commitment to supporting the women's game, and it's always just really exciting. And you know, now we have these big companies that are hopping on board to financially add their support. So like you said, it really does feel like it's the perfect time, but the fact that we feel like it's so good now, I can't even imagine what it's going to be like 2-4 years from now as more eyes, right? Yeah, like more eyes continue to get onto the sport and these amazing, amazing, amazing women who, as you know, pour their hearts and souls into the sport, and not just the sport, but also the fans. Like, we spend so much time engaging with our fans because it's a culture for us. Like, we get that without them, we couldn't do what we love. And so I've heard from fans, they've said, you know, the difference between you guys and the men is you really put the time in with us. And, like, for that, we love you. We'll be fans for life. So I think that's really special. Yeah.
Wow,
yeah,
that's something that you get. Yeah, you guys, honestly, I feel like for female athletes as a whole, because female sports are, in a sense, still playing catch-up and trying to gain the popularity and respect and the pay that you see on the men's side, you know, you do genuinely care. And I'm not saying that the men don't get me wrong, but, you know, you really appreciate your fans and want to continue to make them feel connected. Do you feel like in the league there's kind of like an internal push, I mean, for all of you guys to step up and be a part of raising awareness, increasing, you know, your fans, and even engaging with kids beyond just the gender equality and pay, but just kind of connecting with fans more and more? Is that something that you heavily see being enforced and encouraged?
Yeah, I think so, and I think doing it in smart ways. So by that I mean, you know, if we're going to be, you know, let's take Sky Blue, for example. We're in New Jersey and our games are at Rutgers currently. It's not realistic to be going 3 hours or 2 hours north or south or in any direction and trying to get these people to become like regular fans.
That's
right?
true.
So it's I think being thoughtful about it from the front office marketing point of view within like the local community. But I know for me, I get so much value from engaging one-on-one or in a group setting with young student athletes or even adults. Like, it doesn't matter. I love engaging with people in that way, and I've just seen and heard of how much these young people value that. Like, I know, do you know Dave Carty, by the way?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
We coach in the same club.
Yeah. So he was my first ever soccer coach, and he would invite me.
Oh, he's awesome.
Yeah, like I'd come and coach some of his teams sometimes or speak to them, and he would send me messages after and say, like, this young girl was going to quit soccer, but after hearing you, she decided that she really wanted to stick with it. Or this young girl, her mom messaged me. Yeah, like a mom messaged him and said, "Oh my gosh, for the first time, my daughter and I had a conversation about, what she learned from Jen tonight." And so I think it's amazing what we're able to do as role models based on what we've experienced and what we've learned and what we've seen through our journey from, start to now. And I definitely want to increase the amount that I give back to my community and to, anyone who's interested, because I've seen the value that there is in that.
That's exactly what it's all about. I mean, you're playing the game that you love, but you're also paying it forward and passing it along to the next generation to encourage as many kids, boy or girl, to be involved with soccer. And that's incredible to even hear that you were getting that direct feedback, So for you do more than just play soccer, though. You're also working off the field. You have Jenuine Foodie, which I love the play on names. It's Jen with a J, like your name. And that you created that, and it's your holistic approach to on and off the field as a certified holistic health coach. I won't talk much on it. I'll let you explain it. What is Jenuine Foodie all about, and what was really the inspiration for you to get involved as a health coach?
Yeah, so Jenuine Foodie was a creative outlet for me at the very beginning. It was before I even found health coaching, before I started, getting my education in that area. And I originally started working with, so there's this Instagram account and website called the Girls Soccer Network. I'm not sure if you've heard of them.
Yes, I'm familiar.
Yeah, and so they're doing some great stuff over there. If your listeners are interested in, all things soccer, from wellness to, like what your favorite pro athletes are up to, it's just such a great resource and so positive. But one of the founders reached out to me, and we became friends, and I, started writing some articles for them, and she was like, you should really create an Instagram account. I'm like, what are you talking about? And until then, I was always just taking so many photos of my food, and I was just like obsessed with it. So it just sort of happened naturally that way. And then I want to say a few months later was when I found my health coaching course. It's the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. That was the first course that I took to get my initial certification. And it took me a year to complete that and get certified. And now most of my energy is going into my holistic health coaching business. So I have 7 clients at the moment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty good number for where I'm at right now, being in season. And I haven't marketed at all, which is the coolest thing. And this is totally my passion, so I love it. And so all the creative energy and time that I would put into Jenuine Foodie in the past, that's sort of on pause now, because I'm working with my amazing clients who give me so much life, and I'm taking more courses to increase my my functional medicine knowledge and to be able to better help them.
That is awesome. Taking that next step and really, taking your experiences, not only as a soccer player to help others, but also just as someone that genuinely, that genuinely enjoys, healthy eating and changing your approach to life, whether it's dietary changes or lifestyle changes, whatever it may be. So where can people follow you and Jenuine Foodie to get more information?
Yeah, so honestly, I would say at this point, so of course Jenuine Foodie, spelled Jen, like you said, on Instagram, but I'm not super active on there at the moment, so the best place to go would probably be my website. It's thrivehealthconsulting.com. That's the name of my health coaching business, and you can sign up for my newsletter there. And yeah, that's probably the best way at the moment, in addition to, my personal Instagram account as well, which is jen.rose.boy.
Awesome. Well, Jen, thank you so much for taking time to join us on Beyond the Headlines this week and sharing some inside scoop and perspective on the women's soccer game and your work with Jenuine Foodie. So we know you're coming off a great tie and a comeback tie versus the Thorns. Good luck in your game Wednesday night, which will be the night that the show airs, against the Utah Royals, and all the best the rest of the season.
Yay. Thank you so much for having me. It was awesome.
No problem. Anytime. That's Jen Hoy, everyone. Check her out on social media and continue to follow Sky Blue as well as the entire NWSL throughout the course of the regular season and postseason. So women's soccer is on the rise. Don't sleep on our women's soccer leagues and teams. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.